Hi, I'm Tom Geisel. At Sun National Bank, we believe that citizens need to be informed about the important issues that affect their daily lives. That's why we're proud to support programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, working for great public schools for every child, and by Wells Fargo.
This is One-on-One.
That's good acting, man.
I get that a lot. I go to Atlantic City all the time, like, are you the guy? I go, no, I'm not.
This is one you can't afford to miss.
They thought that I wouldn't survive it, but I knew I would.
Hey folks, I'm Steve Adubato. You're about to meet one of the more interesting doctors who's really making a difference, not just as a doctor, but as a musician. He is Dr. Nimesh Nagarsheth.
That's correct.
And he is Director of Gynecological Oncology at Englewood Hospital and Medical Center. And I have to tell you, you have a fascinating background. And the book that is out is called Music and Cancer, A Prescription for Healing, that Nimesh has put out, forward by Fran Drescher, which is fascinating.
Yep.
I love her low voice.
She was wonderful, very helpful in this project. So very supportive.
And tell everyone who Fran is.
Fran is a TV star. She starred as the nanny and also has done many other appearances and movies and other types of things. But she also has her own cancer foundation called Cancer Schmancer. And she had endometrial cancer herself, and she talks openly about that. And when she heard about the project that we were doing, she wanted to participate in some way and agreed to write the foreword for our book.
Doctor, let's go through this.
Sure.
By the way, they call you Dr. N.
Fine.
Curious about this. Below the belt cancers are often called. Reproductive cancers, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, uterine cancer, vaginal cancer, vulvar cancer, vulvar cancer.
Yeah.
So much attention paid to breast cancer. Why is it that these cancers that we're talking about do not get a lot of attention?
It's an excellent question and something that we're still trying to figure out. But one obvious answer would be breast cancer is just higher incidence in terms of population incidence in the United States and even throughout the world. So to give you some perspective, in 2012, it's estimated that there'll be just over 22,000 cases of newly diagnosed ovarian cancer in the United States.
22,000?
Just over.
What about breast cancer?
Over 200,000.
So almost 10 to 1.
Yeah, it's an approximate, but
okay.
Yeah, it's just sheer numbers wise, the gynecologic cancers are less. So that's part of it, but definitely, 10, 20, 30 years ago, breast cancer wasn't as well talked about. And the one thing that they did to help increase that was the Pink Ribbon campaign, one of the most successful marketing campaigns that we know of for a not-for-profit, kind of endeavor. And they were very smart about doing that. There was really initially no correlation between a pink ribbon and breast cancer, but over time, they developed this association.
Public awareness.
Public awareness.
So why okay, so here's the question. You don't have a pink ribbon.
Exactly.
What do you have?
We have a rock band.
You have a rock band. The rock band is called No Evidence of Disease,
yeah,
otherwise known as NED.
That's correct.
You and how many other cancer surgeons got into this, and when?
In 2008, 5 of my colleagues and myself met at an annual meeting in Tampa, Florida. And at these meetings, we have discussions about research and women's cancer. And in between these research discussions, there's time to relax. At that meeting, they rented some music equipment and put it up on a stage. And 5 of my colleagues and myself, got up on stage and played for our colleagues. There's about 1,500 people in the audience from around the world at that point.
And you played drums and percussion?
Drums and percussion,
right.
Yeah. And at that time, we played cover songs. And the idea was to just entertain our colleagues. But from that concept came invitations to play from around the country, from California to Florida and back, at doctors' meetings, patient interest groups, and even just regular venues, hearing about our band. One of the invitations came from Washington, D.C. to play at the Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Movement. And political leaders were encouraging us to come out and play for them, and understood that there is a possibility here to use this concept to help raise awareness for women's cancer, similar to as the Pink Ribbon did for breast cancer, because we don't really have something quite as powerful at this point. we're trying to make this into something as powerful.
Why don't we do this? Let's show the video clip of NED, No Evidence of Disease. Nimesh and his colleagues, who are great physicians, but terrific physicians as well. Let's go to the clip.
All right, my next two guests simultaneously taking the stand. Dr. Joni Hope and Dr. Nimesh Nagarsheth.
This whole journey that we've been on as a band has been very healing to all of us because, you know, being the kind of doctors that we are, it absolutely affects us. It permeates our entire lives, both amazingly enriching and also amazingly painful at times. And music has been a healing medium for us, and we know it's a healing medium for the people around us and our patients.
So while you're playing, this powerful information is communicated in a low-tech fashion, but very clearly by people connected to the band. What's been the impact?
It's been incredible. Now, you know, that's just one song that we do that for, and we play a whole show. But yeah, that is usually the most powerful part of one of our shows, to bring the patients up on stage. And it's interesting you say low-tech, because I actually am a strong believer that you don't really need to have that high technology input to make a human, you know, affiliation, a human touch to the audience.
Connection.
Yeah, human connection. So I think it's very effective. Those are that scene is called cardboard testimonials.
Cardboard testimonials.
Yeah, that's what we call that.
They were patients?
Those are patients, yeah.
Their stories?
Patient stories, actual patient stories.
Let me ask you something. And you and the folks at Englewood doing this, and other physicians. By the way, the physicians come from where?
All over the country. The lead singer you just saw in that last clip, Joni Hope, one of our lead singers, is the only GYN oncologist in all of Alaska. So just to rehearse, we have to fly around to meet, just to rehearse. And you know, what I didn't, I guess, get to is we actually put out original music at this point. We're on a record label out of New York City. We have 2 studio albums of original music that we wrote and rehearsed.
And a documentary being done?
And a documentary film. That's a clip from the documentary film.
Called?
Dancing with NED.
I'm curious about this in the time we have left. Doctor, what impact has this had on you, both professionally and personally? Because when you went into the medical profession, I can't imagine this is how you envisioned it would play out.
It's a journey, and it's been really incredible for us to kind of go through this and just see what's coming next. You know, we're playing actually in the New York area, and New Jersey area, in September. September's Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month. We have 2 sold-out shows already.
Good for you.
And it's, you know, 5 weeks in advance. It's been an incredibly powerful experience for us. It's a healing concept, not only for our patients, but for us. And I think one of the things we've learned as we go through this is patients do have some difficulty coping with the diagnosis of cancer, and we see that. But doctors also have some difficulty talking about cancer every day with patients, and we don't always talk about that as physicians. We don't make ourselves human enough to our patients to let them know sometimes that it can be difficult for us as well.
And music is a powerful tool. Doctor, you're doing important work, not, again, simply as a clinician, which is big enough, but connecting it to music is a terrific thing. To you and your colleagues at Englewood and all your colleagues around the country, congratulations. Keep it up.
Thank you.
You have an open invitation here at Public Television, One-on-One. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Good job. Stay right there. One-on-One continues right after this. Thank you.
Wow.
The band. Test me.
I want to see.
Look, he look all different. Look,
where you at?
Oh. With the shades and the whole.
You look good.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Rock is my favorite.
I know.
Are you okay with rock music? Because there may be rock music during your surgery.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org. Or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/caucusnj. Steve Adubato, PhD.
John McCarthy is co-founder of the Institute for Coaching and Center for Sports Parenting at the great Yogi Berra Museum and Learning Center. Good to see you, John.
Nice to meet you again.
I want to thank our mutual friend, Nicky Matarazzo, for introducing us.
Nicky's the best.
He is, and he was a great Hall of Fame player at Montclair State University in basketball.
Actually, he was better than he'll tell you he was.
Yes, exactly. I wanted to make sure that we got that right, yes, but he was also very, very good. Listen, I was curious about this as we were getting ready for this show. Yogi Berra, and the fact that it's at the Yogi Berra Museum, not an accident. One of Yogi's statements, Yogi used to talk about competing with character. That has a lot to do with the theme and the mantra, if you will, of the Institute, does it not?
Absolutely.
Talk about it.
Well, what we're trying to do is, when you pick up the sports page every day, now it has a law and order column. There's so many good things about sports that get lost. And there's so many people whose lives have been built around sports. Look at Yogi. You see his stature. You see the kind of iconic status that he has, not just in America, but throughout the world. And this came about through his involvement in sport. And the museum is also a learning center, because if you go into the museum, it's about artifacts. What separates the museum from Cooperstown and other places is that it's a learning center, and we're trying to show kids, parents, and coaches that competing with character really matters, because that's why Yogi has the kind of iconic stature that he does. I mean, you've met him. There's no one who doesn't have something positive to say about him.
Yeah, but break it down for us, the Institute, the Coaching Institute. Give us a sense of what you do and who you do it for and the impact it has.
We've come up with Dave Kaplan, who's the director of the museum.
Great guy.
And my partner, Rob Gilbert, who's one of the leading sports psychologists.
Right. We've had him on before.
We founded the Institute for Coaching, and we came up with a triple play initiative. And it's a three-pronged approach. We deal with coaches, we deal with athletes, and we deal with parents. With the coaches, we talk about, do you want to be successful or do you want to be significant? Success is temporary, it's your yearly record. Significant is, do you want to build a program and teach kids how to play the right way? With kids, we spend time with, how do you become the best teammate? Everybody has a chance to become the best teammate. We talk about Mickey Mantle. With all of his accomplishments, on his tombstone says the best teammate.
Give us a concrete example today in modern times with kids, all of whom want to be the best, all of whom want to have the best stats. Give us a concrete example and break it down, because no one's going to argue with the platitudes. No one's going to argue with the quotations that you just put out there. But give us a concrete sense of the difference between, and what the Institute teaches a kid, between success and being significant.
Well, for coaches, what we talk about is, will your players come back and visit you in the future? Will you bring them back and have them talk to the kids that you have now? Now, significance means that you've helped other people become successful. It's not that you had a winning record. When the season is over, we judge success by the fact that kids are disappointed that it's ended, rather than, thank goodness that it's over. And what we try to do is give them specific strategies for becoming a better teammate. For example, we talk about the bounce back ability that athletes need. And we tell them that when you make a mistake or when you make an error, are you going to put your head down, or are you going to get yourself right back into it? If you're a leader, do you go over to someone and say, listen, we need you? I mean, we use the example of place kickers. They'll miss a kick earlier in a game, and you see them go to the sidelines, and everybody's propping them up, because they know at the end of the game, you're going to have to come back and make a kick that might decide the game. We talk about, be the first one at practice, be the last one to leave, ask questions, and we try to make a link not just from sports, but also into their everyday lives as students. Do the same thing in the classroom. Ask your teacher for extra help. Come early. Go after school. Stay late. There are so many good things that you can learn from sports, and we try to give specific examples of that. We tell Dr. Gilbert, who is a noted storyteller, talks about guys that come back from a reunion, and one of the young men asked the captain, the coach, you know, I was the best player on the team, but you made Steve the captain. And the coach says, well, yeah, Steve was the best player for the team. You were the best player on the team.
What's the difference?
There's a difference because if I'm the best player on the team, those are my physical attributes that make me a stellar performer. I don't necessarily impact on the play of everyone else.
I want to be clear. Derek Jeter, I'm a Yankee fan, you can tell. Derek Jeter is not the best athlete on the field. He never is, never was, never will be.
Right.
But he is always, in my opinion, the best player for the team.
No question about it. And you go back even farther, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson would call up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar after a game and compliment him on his performance.
Make other people better, is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's what a leader does.
That's what Jason Kidd does. That's what Derek Jeter does. All they have to do is watch Jeter. Now, he was criticized for not being very vocal. And they said, well, you're not really that kind of a leader. He said, you don't see me in the clubhouse. You don't see what I do. If a young player makes an error or a mistake, that's something that's not out of the Yankee tradition, Jeter will go over and talk to that person about what it's like to be a Yankee. So it's a different kind of leadership, but he is no question the best player for the team.
And by the way, the only time we have left here, I'm curious about this, John. There are coaches who coach to win, and there are coaches in the process of coaching to win, hurt players and berate players, and Nicky and I know this because we played ball at the same time.
Right.
I was at Essex Catholic and he was at Bloomfield High School, and I coached with some players I played with some coaches who grabbed me by the face mask and told me in no uncertain terms the horrible person I was, the weak person I was, I would never amount to anything. And we had a very good team. But I remember the negative feelings that people had toward that coach.
When we talk about success and significance, we talk to coaches and say, do you want to have a successful team this year, or do you want to build a successful program?
Two different things.
If you want to build a successful program, you have to treat these kids, first of all, the way you would want your own child to be coached.
That's a big deal.
It's a major deal. I talk to coaches all the time, and
Go ahead.
I say to them, never embarrass a kid in public. Never challenge a kid. As Yogi says, what does the kid want? Because we found that kids will do whatever they can to impress a coach if it's something that they want to do. But forcing a kid to do something that's out of their own experience, that's really not good for the kid.
John McCarthy's doing important work with his colleagues up at the Institute for Coaching and the Center for Sports Parenting at Yogi Berra Museum and Learning Center up at the campus of Montclair State University, our alma mater with Nick Matarazzo, who again is in the Hall of Fame up there.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Thank you, John, for coming in.
My pleasure.
Stay tuned. One-on-One has some great people doing important work. You never want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thank you, John.
If you would like more information on this program, or if you'd like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Visit us online at oneonone.org. Or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD. The following A+ for Education segment has been brought to you by the New Jersey Education Association.
Carl Botti is a music teacher at the Frank R. Conwell Middle School, number 4 in Jersey City. I got that all in. He is a guitarist, but more importantly, he is a fabulous music teacher and part of our Classroom Close-Up series we do in cooperation with our colleagues at the New Jersey Education Association. You're about to see a video clip. This is part of a program that is funded through VH1, the Save the Music Foundation. What did the money go to?
Well, the money purchased 16 Casio keyboards that were put in a classroom, and they were hooked up to an intercom system with a master control where I'm able to instruct the kids on a one-to-one basis.
Is this the keyboard band?
This is part of the keyboard. This is what became the keyboard band.
The keyboard band.
Keyboard
right?
band is drawn from this class.
Right.
So I teach these classes all day long. It's general music, and because I'm wearing headphones and a mic, I can talk to the kids one-on-one. It's really nice.
You've been teaching music for how long?
20 years.
Love it.
I do.
Passion.
I love it.
Haven't lost it.
Nope.
See, teachers
Every
are
day.
great. Listen, Carl and his colleagues are involved in a terrific program. And you're about to see a terrific piece of video from Classroom Close-Up. The money, again, comes from VH1, the Save the Music Foundation. Let's talk to Carl right after we look at a great piece of video.
Okay, let me hear what you guys, I know you worked a little on your own on this. Let's just hear the intro. This is a little something that we're going to be doing. We're working on this as an original, right? Here we go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's just hear what you got. Let's hear it.
All schools teach math and language arts, but not everybody's going to become a physics major. Other kids are artistic, other kids can do dance, they play music, so it's important to provide a medium for them to do this from.
The VH1 Save the Music Foundation came to us a year ago in September and donated a 16 keyboard lab. 16 Casio keyboards, and then a whole intercom system with a teacher console. And we do mostly piano lessons in that class. We give them piano books, and they learn how to read music and play the piano.
Keyboard labs are great because it gives the teacher a lot of versatility in terms of being able to involve the entire class or just work with one student or two students, have them work together. It's really great.
The keyboard band is an outgrowth, actually, of that lab. I find the players in the keyboard lab, kids with talent and desire, and we put together the group and we perform.
The best part about being in the keyboard band is being able to express my musical talents and perform in front of a live audience, and just, you know, telling people that you can do it too if you just, you know, try.
Music doesn't just come out of nowhere. It takes a lot of effort and practice. We work every day of the week, and every day we progress, and you know, it helps a lot.
My mom says that you are whoever you hang out with. So I changed because I used to hang out with those kids that want to be cool and everything. And then when I joined the keyboard band, my grades improved.
It gave me more confidence because before I was like, no way, I'm not going on stage to do that speech. And now I'm like, it's okay, it's just an audience, it's not tigers.
I think it's great because we get to spread the joy of being able to play music. I think it's such a gift to be able to play music, to express yourself freely.
I think everybody understands that a well-rounded person needs to have an appreciation of the arts, and music, drama, the visual arts all add to that.
The look of pride on your face, what do you see in those kids?
I see hardworking kids who are dedicated, understand teamwork, and who are just a really high-quality group of kids.
But are they natural-born musicians, or is it like, hey, let's find these kids who are naturals?
No. Well, they have the interest. They have interest. They want to do something. I think it's with any of the arts it probably goes to, but in this particular case, it's music. They have an interest. They're, as I said, they're willing to work hard.
Right.
They make a commitment. They understand teamwork, and they just stick to it, and they work through the challenges.
What does it do for them? I saw the one young man who said it keeps me out of trouble. Another one who said, I'm more confident about speaking. I mean, I'm thinking the self-esteem, the confidence.
Yeah.
Am I making too much of that?
No, not at all. I've had teachers in our building come up to me and say that a certain student maybe was a little bit anxious about talking in front of the class, a book report or something, and now by the end of the year, the person's up there making the lecture and confident, and I've seen the kids really grow with confidence as we've done all of our performances.
Let me ask you, for you, you've been out teaching 2 decades, right? You've been a musician for a few years, right?
Before that.
What does it do for you when a program like this kicks off? And again, hats off to VH1 for stepping up and doing this. I mean, that's a big deal. Philanthropy in the corporate world, when you do that, it's important. What does it do for you? How does it energize you?
Well, it energizes me to keep going through whatever problems I face on a daily basis. Also, I'm just very proud of how they work, what the kids do. It's,
what,
you know,
what
it's a
would happen if you didn't have
day-to-day
it, Carl?
thing.
What would happen? Hey, people say, you know what, that's nice, but come on, music, that's not a priority.
Right. Well, we get that. We get a lot of that, and hopefully people will see a video like this and watch your show and understand that the confidence that the kids are getting, the understanding of you know, staying out of trouble and commitment, and hopefully.
It's not just music.
Oh no, no, not at all. That's just the vehicle that's used to have the kids grow in all these areas. That's really what I look for. Also, just that personal growth that they make to combat the problems we all face in life.
And your colleagues, the reaction?
They're very supportive at my school, Frank R. Conwell. Very supportive. Our principal's very supportive. They're proud of us. They're very happy for us, and it's very nice atmosphere.
Carl, I ask every one of your colleagues who come in as part of this classroom close-up initiative that we do with the NJEA the same question. I ask you 20 seconds. How much do you love what you do?
On a 1 to 10?
Yeah, 1 to 10, go.
11.
Come on,
like the
stop.
Marshall amplifier, it's an 11. Yeah, I absolutely love it every day. I have my bad days, but you know, when I go to school on a bad day and I look into those little faces, it brings me right up.
I'll take 11 any day of the week.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, working for great public schools for every child, and by Wells Fargo. Promotional support provided by NJ Biz, All Business, All New Jersey, and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and its monthly magazine, New Jersey Business. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.
New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Company offers policies that can protect against auto accidents, fires, windstorms, floods, and many other serious and urgent situations. Tips on what to do before, during, and after you're confronted with the unexpected are on the emergency preparedness section of njm.com. New Jersey Manufacturers, helping the Garden State prepare for the unexpected for nearly a century.
I'm Steve Adubato. Join me for the next edition of Caucus New Jersey, Taxes, Healthcare, Education, and the Economy. I'll ask the questions that you want answered.
Airing on NJTV, 13 and WHYY. Check your local listings.